and welcome to Sharpeville News, the sharpest folks in town. My name is Ron.
And I am Brick. The date today is March 21st, 1960, and we are starting out with some breaking news from our very own local police station.
At around 1:15 this afternoon, a scuffle began near the entrance to the local police station where an anti-pass protest organized by the Pan-African Congress, or PAC, was being held.
According to our source on the ground, the crowd swelled to almost 5,000 against the near 300 officers that were organized outside of the station. Violence soon erupted, causing the police to open fire on the crowd. 69 protesters were killed and 180 more were injured. Citizens across the country are referring to this event as the Sharpeville Massacre.
The Sharpeville Massacre is crucial in the development of organized resistance against apartheid and will heavily impact the influence of the PAC. Additionally, this protest has garnered the attention of international news outlets and the issues dividing the country, making South Africa much more relevant on a world scale. Finally, today's events mark a shift in ideology from non-violent to more militant forms of anti-apartheid protests across our dear nation. We are now receiving images from the massacre. We must warn you, though, that due to the nature of this event, the viewer discretion is advised.
Origins of the event stem from the Pan-African Congress, which reportedly held a conference in Johannesburg earlier this year, declaring that they would take more aggressive measures to oppose the discriminatory pass laws enacted by our government.
PAC members were encouraged to walk around town disrupting public transport. They were laying hands on Black Africans, pressuring them into protesting and generating the roughly 5,000 person crowd that eventually formed.
International news outlets have picked up on the events of today, elevating the scale at which apartheid is relevant across South African borders.
The BBC has broadcasted news of this event on public radio, and an American newspaper, the New York Times, has also published an article relating to the massacre.
The amount of coverage this event has already received across the world suggests that South Africa will face repercussions from the United Nations. These will likely be economic sanctions voted in over the next few years. As word of the massacre spreads across the nation, we are getting more and more reports of a change in ideology among those protesting pass laws and the system of apartheid itself.
Restless and aggressive copycat protests have broken out across the country in cities such as Orlando, Pretoria, Durban, and East London.
These new protests have one discerning quality. They are cumulatively more violent. It seems that the protesters have rallied and are taking more militant action against the National Party. This new resistance will likely escalate the tension between Afrikaners and our majority ethnicity of Black Africans.
This is a new era for South Africa. The actions taken today will set a precedent for the conflict in our country. Both the ANC and the PAC will take further measures to demean the apartheid regime based on today's actions, and widespread violence will most likely normalize itself in our country.
May God have mercy on us all.